Hey everybody, it's Dr. Greg Barnes here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and today I'm going to be talking about how to get over the flu or any type of sickness or illness lightning fast, or even better, the action steps on how to prevent these things from happening. So it's a question I get especially in the winter months. I'm too sick, I can't come in for my appointment, or I need to go get an antibiotic, or what else can I do? And today I'm going to give you all the action steps that I personally do when I'm feeling under the weather, and so that way that you guys can have this here as well. So step number one is to make sure that you get adjusted. Now, why is that relevant? Why is your spinal health relevant to your immune health? Well, your nervous system, which is protected by your spine, controls every single function of your body, including your immune system. So the number one thing you can do to boost your immune system is to make sure that there is no interference happening to your nervous system via misalignment or a subluxation of your spine. So, and not only getting adjusted when you don't feel well, but even getting extra adjustments if you're under the weather. So you might hear me say, if you're a patient of mine, I need you to come in, even though if you're feeling sick, and I'm going to have you come in the next day or the day after, even if you don't normally come that often, because the faster we can get your body back to working optimally, the faster you're going to be able to get rid of whatever's keeping you down. Number two is doing what I call a vitamin D bomb. And so vitamin D is one of, by far, the most important supplements that a person could take, not only for their immune health, but their overall health. And what I mean by a vitamin D bomb is that you're going to take a ridiculous, insane amount more than what you would normally do. So if you're really sick, then I'd recommend as much as 100,000 IUs in one day. So we use a liquid vitamin D for this purpose from Designs for Health. It's called Hypo-Emulsive D3. Each drop in here equates to 2,000 international units of vitamin D, so you'd be doing 50 drops of that. Now, really important to try to do that in the morning if possible, but if you're just hearing this and you're sick and it's in the afternoon or at nighttime, it's still okay to do a big blast of this, but then you'd pick it up in the morning. So I typically do 100,000 on day one of starting this, and I'll do 50,000 for a couple days thereafter, and maybe get down to the 20,000 range. And usually I'll take 3 to 4 drops of this per day from a healthy maintenance dose. And I do test my vitamin D levels regularly, so I know that that's a perfect maintenance dose for me to stay in that range. But vitamin D bomb. Number two, another favorite, is to do a vitamin C flush. And what that means is that you're going to be taking vitamin C every hour until you get to what's called bowel tolerance, which means you'll have a little bit of a soft stool or a little bit of diarrhea. And that means it's your body's way of telling you that you have enough. So we use the Inotech vitamin C. This is a powder. Each scoop in here is 2,000 milligrams. So for adults, I would do 1 scoop of this every hour until you hit that point. And so let's say you get 10 hours in, 10 scoops, and then you finally get to bowel tolerance. Well, then what you're going to do is that's your baseline, so 20,000 or 10 scoops. Then you're going to work up to that point tomorrow, and you'll find that it'll be less and less and less needed as your body is getting healthier in order to hit that bowel tolerance point. I do 1 scoop of this, usually 2 scoops sometimes, as a maintenance dose, again, ideally, because I don't want to even have to go through this protocol because I'm not getting sick in the first place. So I'll usually mix this up with a flavored stevia, like a grape or watermelon or lemon or something like that, just to help it, because it's quite sour tasting, but it works very well. Kids would do about half a dose of that, so about 1,000 milligrams or half a scoop for that one. The next one is to do raw garlic, and so this is the one that people think is the nastiest, but this is also for a viral infection or a virus, which is the flu, influenza, which is a virus. Then this is one of the best things for that, because garlic is very naturally antiviral. So best time to take this is right before you go to bed. Why? Because you are going to stink a little bit otherwise all day long. If you don't care, then who cares? Then do it in the morning. But I'll do 2 cloves of raw garlic. Just peel off the little, kind of layer around that. And usually what I do is I'll just take a whole clove and just pop it in my mouth, chew it super fast, swallow it, and then flush with some, chase down with a glass of water, or, just a swig of water. If that's too hard or not palatable, then you can mince up the garlic really fine as well, put it in water, and then just drink it that way as more of like a tonic. I think that's a little bit grosser because it takes a little bit longer and I'd rather just get it over with, but if that's easier for you, that's easy for you to do. Then I get the question, well, can I cook with it? And you can, however, it's not nearly as potent as it is raw. It loses a lot of its healing properties when you cook it up too much. It's fine to do that just in general, but if you want to kick it fast, the raw garlic is the way to go. The next one is colloidal silver. Oh, another thing, if you really hate with the garlic, if you really hate doing the pills, they do make garlic oil in capsules. This is from Designs for Health. It's called Allison. And you just do a couple of these instead. So it's garlic oil with a bulb, some parsley oil, and then it's just like a solution to make it go down. So it's gel coated so you won't taste anything when you do that one. Another great one for sore throats in the immune system is colloidal silver. And this is silver psyllium spray, and especially if I'm getting a sore throat, I'll start dousing this, spraying a couple times a day in there. It works very well because this is antiviral and antibacterial too, so great for things like strep throat, but just good for your immune system in general. So this is also a good maintenance thing to do on a regular basis. So can't say enough about colloidal silver really. Also, this is excellent for topical, for cuts, scrapes, bruises, burns, things like that. Colloidal silver does wonders to help it heal efficiently and make sure that those wounds don't get infected as well. So this over things like Neosporin or bacitracin any day of the week. This is natural and much better for that. Another big one that I'll do is I'll drink lots of bone broth when I'm sick. Now I drink bone broth anyways, but this is something I might drink all day long and have this is just pretty much all I eat or drink would be bone broth, other than water of course, because of all the healing properties that are available in bone broth. So big one is bone broth. And again, that's what I'll use as like my meals if I'm not feeling very well. If you have a sore throat or like just a really dry, nagging cough, a lot of times you're just coughing because your throat's irritated. A really good trick that I learned, actually my wife was the first one who told me about this, but you'll take a cup of hot water, about like a teacup, as much as that, and then you'll squeeze half a lemon in there, so real lemon juice right in there. Just a tiny little bit of honey, like a teaspoon, to help kind of make it coat and slide down easier, more easy, and then a pinch of cayenne pepper right in there too, and drink that. The cayenne pepper does a lot for healing the inflammation in your throat, and a lot of times it's a great way to break the cycle of just coughing only because there's irritation going on. If you are coughing and there's mucus coming up, you don't want to suppress that because that's your body's way of getting rid of it. So this would be just that dry, nagging cough that's coming more from throat irritation. Other ones, and these are basic, but I'm going to say it because it's important. So number one, just thing to do no matter what is to make sure you're moving your body. Doesn't mean you have to go vigorously exercise. You probably won't be feeling like that if you're sick, but you gotta move. And ideally, even if it's cold out, you're moving outside because movement pumps the lymphatic system. It helps activate the immune system, gets the blood flowing, gets you up and moving, helps get you a little bit more energy. So movement no matter what. So at least like a 15 to 20 minute walk, more if you can handle more, depending on how you feel. Essential oils, I'm not going to get into that because I could do a whole video on that. If you're not sure what essential oils will be pertinent to what you have going on, I'm sure somebody is an essential oils expert, so just go on Facebook and ask somebody for that too. But they are helpful for sickness. Thieves is a great one for the throat. Peppermint oil is always good, lavender, things like that. But again, there might be more specific ones based on the symptoms you got going on. But I would caution with essential oils is that you don't want to do too much of that because again, a lot of times oils can suppress symptoms, and you don't want to be suppressing your symptoms too much because that's your body's way of, you don't really want to be suppressing your symptoms at all, but this can kind of take the edge off it a little bit. And so it can slow down your body's ability to heal itself and recover in a timely fashion. Sleep, obvious, but you know what? You still got to do it. You just got to shut things down. And a lot of times people will sort of, they'll ignore this and try to push through because like I got to work, I got to do X, Y, and Z. And a lot of times what happens is then your illness will go on 4 or 5 days longer, which if you just sort of slept it off for one day, you'd be back on your feet quicker, and you would have actually ended up losing less time taking the one day off than having 4 or 5 days of really poor production from that. Another one that I like is a hot and cold shower. So this is as it is. So you go in your shower and you start with hot. You put on as hot as you can bear for a few minutes, and then you shift it to as cold as your shower will go. blast your body for about 60 seconds, and that extreme shift in temperature does some pretty cool things to the immune system and to the body's healing mechanisms. You can also do it the other way, but it works better going hot and then cold to do that. So hope those tips help. If you have any questions, you can email me at my email, which is info@drgregbarnes.com. If you want to find out too where to purchase any of these products that I talked about, I'll put some links in the comments below or underneath the video. So hope you're having a great day. Hope you don't have to use this too often, but you can have this as part of your armament for keeping your body well and healthy. And again, a lot of these things that I went over, most of them, well really all of them, are great for prevention too. So it's good to do a little bit of these things on a regular basis too. So hope you're having a good day. Happy New Year.